So today is Ray Cosby Day, and Alex, you were telling me before we started that you're a big fan of Ray's stuff, and why is that?
Well, because it's sort of super hard stuff to do that most of it I can't do. I play with some of it as a flight of fancy, hoping that one day maybe I could do these things. And I even tracked Ray down once and sat with him to hang out with him to watch him do the stuff in person. He's got cool magic, and as a magic guy like we all are, magic gal like all of us are, magic guys and gals. You know, it's good stuff. I was on the hunt for good stuff, and I've definitely found a bar. That was a place that I wasn't going to reach, with very few exceptions. He's a good buddy of Bill Goodwin's, who's a good buddy of ours here at Conjure Community. We had him out to the summit, and they're very like-minded individuals. Skill is not an obstacle for these guys. They're like, whatever it takes, I want this ideal effect, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And I admire that kind of thinking. So for me, it's just like all the rest of it. It's just inspiring to see a guy that does stuff like this and is happy to do harder stuff like this that I would never attempt to do in front of people. And yeah, it's just good inspiration and good magic. That's for sure. Good magic.
All right, let's check this first one out.
Oh, visual.
Can you see this okay?
Yeah, looks good.
Love it.
Yeah, forever. Chio, touch 3 cards, please. The king, the 6, and the 6. I forgot to warm up before I got here, so I need a chance to warm up. Okay. I usually start with 3 cards instead of the whole deck in case I lift something heavy, I strain something. Okay. This is how I warm up. That's the 6. That's the 6. That's the king, and that's it.
Oh.
What?
See, that's the kind of palming that you can't quite learn overnight. Right? There was one at the end there. I almost kind of think we should just watch that again. Y'all want to see that one more time? We're not going to.
I have a feeling we're going to be doing that with a couple of these. We're probably going to watch them a couple times just to see what just happened. How did he just hurt my brain like that?
I've known Ray a long time, and I have to say, this video, he's really informed. This is a great time to see it and check it out. Adam?
Yeah, let's do it again. Yeah, here, give me 1 second. And all right, here we go. I like it so fast too. All right, here we go. You see it?
Yep.
Yeah, forever. Chio, touch 3 cards, please. The king, the 6, and the 6. I forgot to warm up before I got here, so I need a chance to warm up. Okay. I usually start with 3 cards instead of the whole deck in case I lift something heavy, I strain something. Okay. This is how I warm up. That's the 6. That's the 6. That's the king, and that's it.
Oh.
Yo.
I have to just say that if we showed you what was going on there, it's every bit as bizarrely astonishing, technically. Like, it's pretty much what it looks like. I'll just tell you, there were 6 cards.
Yeah, that's pretty hard.
And at the end, there were only 3. So, it was like 3 up, 1 goes away, 2 goes away, 3 goes away, and they're all gone. And I just dropped them in your hand, wink, wink. So pretty astonishing. And
I haven't watched I haven't watched very much of Ray Cosby stuff. Is all his stuff equally this intense?
More or less.
No,
yeah.
some of it is really clever and low tech. You'll see some of the other stuff is clever and low tech, but when it comes to card stuff, he's pushing the limits, man.
Is the apple trick in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so some of it's clever.
Yeah.
In that way. But the card stuff is real knuckle busting stuff coming from me. Like, some people say I do knuckle busting stuff. I've got a slow motion card ambitious called The Graduate, which is, I think, beautiful and elegant and magical, but it ain't nearly as hard as Ray's. Right? Nearly as hard.
This one's called Venus Flytrap. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
All right.
Still around? All right. Let's do another card trick. We're going to use these 2 queens. They're going to be a Venus flytrap in just a moment. Chio, I need you to choose a card. Please touch the back of 1 card. Good choice, the Queen of Diamonds. Okay, that Queen of Diamonds is perilously exposed, sticking out like that, right above those vicious queens. All we have to do is give the cards a little shake. That causes the black queens to trap the Queen of Diamonds above, below.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
You guys are now watching an entire system of magic. I almost feel like I know you probably put Rise down at the bottom, didn't you?
Yeah. It's the last one. Yeah.
Do you think we should see it earlier so everyone knows that we're looking
No,
at
there's plenty of other stuff where he's dealing with that, and we should allude to it. We'll talk about it in the after show.
It's all based on the same principle. So if you see something that looks kind of like that, it's all in the same universe, right? It's an incredible thing. Right, Arthur? Well said. Arthur just said in chat, man.
I know that's how I feel like when I'm watching it too.
That was my Mike Caveney impression. Man.
In that very first video we watched, it looked like they had like an unkind cut in the video too. Like I wasn't sure if that if that happened or not. But in that video, that was legit. That was like, definitely he had a nice grip on that deck and some stuff happened that was too hard for me.
There's always some gymnastic difficulties that take place a few moments before the moment of visual truth in these tricks. And, it's covered. People are looking at their card. They're remembering it. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But it's really something. Really something. I can't wait to see the next one. What's next?
Yeah, let's do another one. All right, so check it out. We've got quite a few of these today. All right, this one is Out of Space.
Yeah, this is interesting. This one is this is his handling of the collectors, but he has a very interesting twist on it. And again, watch the sleight of hand work that's happening here. It's unreal.
Thank you very much. Let's use these 4 cards. Oh, what a coincidence. They happen to be kings. Just what I need to prove a scientific fact. It's scientifically proven that if you have 4 kings, you have 3 spaces in between them. And we can prove this just by counting the cards out. There's 3 empty spaces between the kings. If you wave the kings over the deck, that causes 3 cards to jump out from the deck. Now, I happen to need the 4 aces. Unfortunately, there's only 3 spaces, so I only get 3 aces. It's just the way life is. Now, if I want to get the 4th ace, there's only 3 spaces, so I need to squeeze the kings and make them into the last ace. Thank you.
Come on, that's so cool.
Very Billy Goodwin-esque, you know what I mean? Because
exactly.
He's doing a count there that is so hard. Like, it's so hard that, and so unique to what's happening there. Like, you wouldn't need it for anything else. Just this miracle. And it will literally make blood pour from your ears if you were to try and actually.
AKA Cannibal Kings from Billy Goodwin. Like that kind of hard count for sure.
That is a very unique variation of one of those counts. So you'd have to go through the very specifics to get what's happening there.
Are you talking about what Philip just said?
Yeah.
Like
it's one thing when you're doing a Stanion count, something like that. Fine, so be it. But here you're got multiples in those groups and they're having to switch places seamlessly. Like it's just that, but there might be 3 in one of those groups. I mean, it's insane. Like you'll find that doing that so that there's no rhythm, so it doesn't break rhythm is, it's the kind of thing that you only see the creators do, because that's who practices a trick like that enough to make it work right, is the person who created it.
It's crazy how as magicians we can practice something for hundreds of hours that literally lasts 5 to 7 seconds in performance.
I'm guilty.
Like maybe a piano player might, like, trying to play some difficult Beethoven might practice one little 10-second run that's super difficult. He might put hundreds of hours into that, but for the most part, I mean, it's just hard to believe how much work goes into one of those little moments, something like that, like a count like that.
But think about it. Right? He's got his 4 aces, okay, face up. And then as he counts the cards, just with the count alone, he makes it look like there is a face down card in between each and every one of them. And that's before the vanish at the end, where the 3 selections are counted and then they turn into 1 card. It's really, it reminds me, it's more than any other Great Cosby trick I've seen. It looks like a Billy Goodwin type trick.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of this might be one of the tricks that he actually collaborated with Billy on. There are a handful that are in here that he definitely mentions that he and Billy worked the thing out together, and it's not in a vacuum. It's not him on his own. So he's very clear about those things. I wish I would have wrote down which ones they were.
And they were teenagers. They were working on a lot of magic together.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray was an LA guy, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. What do you do in real life?
He's a computer guy.
Yeah, he's a computer guy. He lives out by where Aaron is originally from. He lives out in the DC area now, as far as I know.
Oh.
Ever since I've been in magic.
All right, this next one is called The Bite. I don't know this one at all, so this is gonna be fun.
This is the one that Aaron mentioned earlier. This is very clever. This is very good. I'll just tell you this. Just watch the piece of fruit.
Well said.
All right, here we go.
Leo, would you shuffle the cards, please? Take your time. Give another riffle shuffle. That was pretty good.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
So, he just had a good. Oh my God.
I'm not sharing.
I kind of need to see that again.
Yeah, you probably should
Gio,
watch it again.
Would you shuffle the cards,
Eat
please?
miss. Don't watch
Take
the
your time.
shovel.
Give another riffle shuffle. That was pretty good.
What?
Oh my-
I have no idea. Whatever's happening there
pretty
is really baffling my mind right now.
What new devilry is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll never see it anywhere
Oh
else.
my
You've never
God.
saw it before. And I want to tell you so
Thank you.
bad.
So,
Wrong.
It'll be wrong to say.
No, yeah, we can't do that. But I do want to know. Maybe in the after show.
Maybe in the after show we'll talk about that thing. All right.
All right. That's killer, dude. That
And
looks
the next
great.
one, the
So-
next one sort of follows suit, because this next one, it's not a card trick, and it's like something like this, where you would maybe be at a barbecue, maybe an outdoor gathering at a park, hanging out with some friends. You might do that thing that we just saw with the fruit in this next one.
Thanks. Well, y'all look kind of tired, so I brought a soda for Chio. She did most work. Oh, sorry about that. Well, don't worry. These cans are made from India, and you can heal them back to their old state.
Wow, like the predecessor to Healed and Sealed. Old
Right.
school.
Old school.
You guys have seen that, the trick where you have that Blaine made very popular on the TV special, where the crushed can, you pick up the crushed can and then it slowly begins to fill back up and reform to a regular soda can, and then you heal the top.
It's a
Like
killer
how-
trick, man. I've done it a few times, and it kills.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But that definitely was an early thinking on that trick. But I swear I saw this happen. Like when he opened it, I saw Sprite splash out of that can. Didn't
sure
you?
did.
Sure seems so. Felt like it.
I
I
saw
don't know
something.
what that is, so I have no idea what that is.
That's pretty cool.
I
'Cause
know.
I'm curious for our people here, like that kind of visual, like, is that the kind of visual magic you guys like? Put a 1 in chat if that's like right up your alley. Yeah, me too. And the fact that it happened kind of off, like especially the Apple thing, being that it happened like on the offbeat, like he was doing it as an in-between thing, like. And somebody put a comment in chat and said, lucky that woman noticed that the apple changed, because I have a feeling he just doesn't even call attention to it. And like, he depends on the fact that you'll notice it. What happens if no one's looking at the apple and no one notices it changes? Well, then nothing happened, right? But that's killer, man. That was called the picnic trick, that one.
They're both kind of a picnic. It's like a picnic suite.
Right. They're both like great for like being at a barbecue or being at the park, right? Nice day out with friends. Do a little magic. Startling magic. It's good stuff.
Mark, you're funny.
This
Uh,
video was taken a while ago.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
definitely from the 90s.
yeah.
So it is a 20-year-old fashion statement there.
Oh, this is good. This is called Half Right. Okay, this is another Ray Cosby. Half Right is the name of this. I think I have seen that.
This is a cool trick. This is a really cool play on an old theme. You should just watch it. It's really good. I don't want to spoil it.
I'm going to riffle the cards towards your eyes, and you're going to see all the faces of all the cards. And you're going to think of one of the cards that you see.
Okay.
Now, don't think of the face one. That's too easy.
Oh.
You got one? Okay. Now, I'm going to riffle the cards again. The card that you are thinking of jumps out of the deck. What was the card that you were thinking of?
Close.
Oh,
That's not it.
what was it?
5 of clubs.
Oh, that's half right. See, it's 5 clubs on a 10 of clubs. Okay, well, let's do something else. Let's take this 10 of clubs and insert it back in the deck. I think that was about the spot it was at. Would you please hold on to the corner of the card? Go ahead and gently pull. That reheals the 10 of clubs back to this whole state. Go ahead, show everybody. Back to the way it was before. You are
That was
healed.
awesome.
Right? Beautiful handling. It's a beautiful thing. And it's using that principle that you mentioned from before with the Flytrap, the Venus Flytrap trick. But we'll talk about it in the after show because it's an important principle that Ray is very fond of, and you know, there's a few things where it pops up here. We'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, James, you're right. Yeah, make sure when you chat that you choose to chat with all panelists and all attendees. Don't just chat with panelists. That's just you only choose panelists when you want to send us a secret message.
I think it's a typo for folks. I think people are just accidentally. Make sure when you pull your drop down there that it says panelists and attendees, because, like, for example, Arthur just said that to just panelists, and I don't think he meant that just for us.
Yeah, so that for me, that trick right there was so beautiful. I would love to do that one. But it makes me wonder what was the purpose of what's the purpose of the first half of it with the 5 of clubs? Like, why? Oh, because it's half. It's the math of it.
Right.
I see.
Gag. He uses magic to make a joke, basically, right? And then he uses magic to restore the joke.
Right, because he has to say, I'm half right.
You got it.
Okay.
And that's a good question. You know, I mean, out there watching us, you maybe have your own opinion, but you know, there's often a lot said in magic about whether or not every trick needs to have a justification. You know, like this is a trick where Ray's got a nice justification. He does the bit where he says, hey, 5 spots. It was the 5. I got it. And that's a nice bit, but it also justifies, oh, now I have a problem. Check this out. You know, and I don't know. Adam, do you like to have your magic feel justified in all cases?
Well, I thought before Blaine hit the market, I thought so. But once Blaine came out, he kind of proved that you don't need justification for hardly anything, because Blaine just went out and said 2 words, watch this. I mean, he hardly set up any plots. He hardly did anything, just watch this. So I don't know. I think my opinion about that changed in the 90s when Blaine got so much further with a trick like the bite quarter than I had ever gotten when I tried to structure it with a routine and patter and comedy and put all that into it, when Blaine is just like, boom, So I don't know. I guess it just depends on the trick too.
It depends on the venue. It depends on who you're performing for and where you're at, right? What the situation is, because there's room for all those things. Because sometimes a quick trick is all you really have time for, so it just depends.
And you're right. And that's one of the good things about this Ray Cosby footage that we're watching is none of these have been over a minute long.
Right.
There's a really interesting theme, Aaron. What do you think? Why do you think is this his general approach to magic? Is he about quick?
I think magic creators have It's like the songwriters. I think people at the end of the day, they try all kinds of things, but there's some things that respond more when they try them. And I think he has found that when he tries to create things, the things that he creates that come off the best are like this. And I think all the other sort of stuff we say is aftermarket. It's after the fact. I think he's created a lot of magic. For every trick you see that a person's created that they release, there's 10 or so tricks you don't, that were near misses or total misses or ill-conceived ideas or the wrong thing. And I think Ray has found that these tricks work for him. You know, these are the ones that come off the best.
I remember a trick that Ray taught in his lecture. It's not on any of the videos anywhere. I've never seen him perform it on video, but it's one of my favorite tricks that he does, where basically he has someone select a card. He leaves the card face up in the middle of the deck, and he pulls out a random card and puts it on the table. And it could be like a second spectator selection. But what happens is that the card that's out in front of the deck, he spreads the deck. There's one card that's face up in the middle of the face down deck. Those two cards, the spread, everything is sitting on the table, and they trade places with just a wave of the hands. And it's impossible. It doesn't make sense. There's no way, but it is, bam, that quick, and it's over. So I think that's, you know, that's sort of the place that he likes to hang out, like Aaron's saying, you know.
I also think it suits his style. I think, you know, some people are more raconteurs, storytellers by nature. You know, I have a certain way I like to focus on magic, and the magic sort of fits in that. And I think Ray really is a quiet person. And I think by nature, quiet people performing need to find things that let them feel comfortable and connect into the audience. So I think when Ray says, watch this, I think he has a lot of success. I think our friend Billy Goodwin is also a pretty quiet person by nature. And I think his magic also sort of allows him to do that. And that's how he's really comfortable, you know?
And it speaks to their magic, right? Both Billy and Ray, their magic is super visual. So they don't have to say much of anything other than pretty much what Blaine's saying. To Adam's point, watch this, right? That's all you pretty much need to say, because the thing speaks for itself. It's so visual, pretty much all these pieces.
And I've definitely felt the older I get, the more that magic is its own justification. By and large, if people are watching me, it's a magic show. They know it's a magic show. And so I say, let's try this. I think that the big reason we're doing it is because something really wild is going to happen. And so justification is helpful whenever something is just so incongruent that it's going to make that magic not that magical if it doesn't fit into the scenario somehow. Right. That when that comes up, it's important. But, you know, I don't need to justify why, you know, like, I think it's great when you say, have you ever had a sock disappear in the dryer? You know, well, they don't disappear. They actually just migrate when you're not looking. Let's do an experiment with playing cards where the cards will be socks. Now, I think it's fine. It's all well and good. I think whatever makes you and the audience happy is wonderful. But I don't think that trick requires that setup in order for you to say, hey, you take these 10 cards, count them out, stick them under your butt. Just 10? Great. I think you can go the justified way, the metaphor way, or you can just go with the clear effect. As long as the audience is engaged and focused in, I think that's the best thing.
And you said it a second ago. At a certain point, you're at the magic show. You're going to do magic with the magician, and it all, you know, that's the procedure for doing the magic. You know.
All right, guys, I have to do something real quick. I'm going to hand you the host, Alex, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Just give me like 2 seconds.
Okay.
What happens these days, friends, you just have to be aware, you know, where you have animals, you have children, you have all kinds of things in the studio space. It happens, you know. Alex, should we watch another?
You know what? Give me a second and I'll pull up the next one here. Yes.
Absolutely wonderful. I remember when Ray first showed me that apple thing in his living room the day I met him. I just remember being so astonished by the way that apple changed color, you know. Really interesting.
Okay, so this one continues on with the similar favorite way of doing things that Ray has, and this one is a mind reading thing. Let me get this going here.
Um,
And this is
the
really
thought of
great.
fire?
This is the it's really
Uh-huh.
Paul Harris trick, right? It's a Paul Harris trick that Ray improved and made it into this super stellar thing. So again, it's real quick. Let's watch this thing.
Gio, help me with this, please.
Sure.
I'm going to show you cards one at a time.
Okay.
Think of one of the cards that you see.
Okay.
Good. Now, I'm not a mind reader, so I don't know what card you saw, but I am a good guesser, and I can probably hit it right on. Okay, that's my guess. If it's right, I'll show it to you. Tell everybody else here what card you thought of.
It's the two of hearts.
Two of hearts.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to touch the card that I left sticking out and show you that it is indeed the two of hearts, and great minds do think alike. Thank you.
That's one of my favorites in that right. Had you seen that before, Adam? Did you get back in time to see it?
I missed it. I had to step away. I had a little emergency, but I missed the whole thing.
I just feel like Adam needs to see it.
Yeah, if you want to hand me the host back, I'll share it from over here. Was it that Deep Thought?
Deep Thought. This is Deep Thought. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's check it out.
Definitely seeing for you, I think.
It's only 30 seconds long. All right. Here, let's do it.
Plus, everyone knows they didn't catch it, so.
Right.
Gio, help me with this, please.
Sure.
I'm going to show you cards one at a time.
Okay.
Think of one of the cards that you see.
Okay.
Good. Now, I'm not a mind reader, so I don't know what card you saw, but I am a good guesser, and I can probably hit it right on. Okay, that's my guess. If it's right, I'll show it to you. Tell everybody else here what card you thought of.
It's the two of hearts.
Two of hearts.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to touch the card that I left sticking out and show you that it is indeed the two of hearts, and great minds do think alike.
Come on. Come on.
It's so awesome, man.
Same methodology at work here, huh?
Right,
Yeah.
and it's using something that it's not meant to do this stuff. It was invented for a completely different purpose. But Ray, he's a creative genius with this thing. He's found ways to make this thing do things it shouldn't do. It's really good, man.
And I think this is the thing it really should do. I mean, I think this, of all the applications, I think this is the most beautiful in a way.
You know, it's funny because I remember when those Art of Astonishment books came out, I remember reading this presentation going, no way, there's no way, no one could do that. And, you know, it's so clean in his hands. It just looks like pure magic. Like he just, you know, that was it. I just left it there. It's good.
Well, while we're at it, I think this makes sense. Ray's got a lot of magic. Why don't we move to the famous, we won't say its name because it's got Ray's name in it and it'll tip what happens, but we'll talk about it a little after. And then and we'll have our discussion, and then we'll move into the after show, and we'll talk about it a little behind the scenes.
All right, here it is.
Yeah, we'll be needing that. Okay, you could have cut anywhere. Let's see what you cut to.
Okay, hang on. Let me
Yeah, we'll be needing that. Okay, you could have cut anywhere. Let's see what you cut to. The 5 of diamonds. Great. Would you do me a favor and put your initials on that 5 of diamonds? Okay, so there may be more than one 5 of diamonds in this deck, but there's only one with
My name.
RW, which stands for Chio. Okay. Every time I put that 5 of diamonds in the deck, you would expect it to stay there in the middle, right?
Right.
Well, this is a special deck of cards. If I push the button right in the top, it comes back up to the top with your initials on it. Now, some people accuse me of not really placing that 5 of diamonds in the middle of the deck, and I don't blame them. I'm not exactly an innocent-looking person. But it's not near the top, it's not near the bottom. I'm really placing it in there until I push that button and it comes back up to the top with your initials on it. Now, I can't see it go to the top. Can you see it go to the top?
No.
The reason why is I'm pushing it square in with the other cards. If I were to leave it sticking out, you would be able to see it, right? So I'm going to put it in the middle of the deck. Actually, instead of putting it in the middle, I'm going to put it just a little lower this time. Now, it's sticking out near the bottom, and I'm going to do this really slowly so you can see it. Keep your eyes on the cards sticking out. If I give the cards a gentle shake, it jumps up to about the middle from near the bottom. Give the cards another shake, it jumps up to near the top. Give the cards one last shake, it jumps up so it is the top with your initials on it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Wait, there's more. It doesn't stop there. If you let it rest on top and you riffle the cards gently, it goes down through all the other cards to the bottom with your initials on it. Thank you.
That's the one.
That's
the
really
reason
smart.
everyone writes about Ray is because of that trick right there.
It's called
That's
Ray's
really
Diamonds,
smart.
everybody.
Really smart. Wow. Getting to see that methodology at work several times in that trick makes it really, it just shows you how good he is at it. Is there anyone else that does that like him?
I've only seen one other person that can do it, and it looks as good as he does it. One. And when it happened, I was standing with John Bannon. He's like, "Oh, we should have him do this trick because he's the only other guy on the planet that does it." And it was Paul Wilson, and it was flawless. It looked like what Ray just did. But those are the two. I've never seen anybody else do it.
Wow. What
Did
about you, Aaron?
Adam?
Huh?
I've only seen a couple people, one or two people ever that can really, really do it.
You know about Gaetan Bloom, his method for this? He saw Chad Long do this thing because Chad does it. That's another one. Chad Long can do it. And he was at a convention. He saw Chad do it. And then Chad told him how he did it. He showed him the sleights and the moves and why it did it. And Gaetan was like, "Why are you working so hard for this effect?" And Gaetan built a card box with like a window shade, and the whole thing just looks like the card's just rising up through the middle of the deck, and it's like a beautifully gimmicked box that does all the work for you. It's amazing. Because why am I going to do all that sleight of hand for that? The effect.
Why are you working so hard?
Totally.
That's hilarious. Wow. Can we watch it one more time? I haven't.
I would love to.
I've never seen that before, and this time I'll get to pay attention. Woody Landers did it equally well. Okay, I don't know.
I miss Woody Landers.
All right, let's check it out.
Yeah, we'll be needing that. Okay, you could have cut anywhere. Let's see what you cut to. The 5 of diamonds. Great. Would you do me a favor and put your initials on that 5 of diamonds?
All right, so it's signed. No duplicates. No stooges.
Okay, so there.
And to be fair, the beginning is just ambitious card, right?
Yeah.
But there's only one with RW, which stands for Chio. Okay. Every time I put that 5 of diamonds in the deck, you would expect it to stay there in the middle, right? Well, this is a special deck of cards. If I push the button right in the top, it comes back up to the top with your initials on it. Now, some people accuse me of not really placing that 5 of diamonds in the middle of the deck, and I don't blame them. I'm not exactly an innocent-looking person. But it's not near the top, it's not near the bottom. I'm really placing it in there until I push that button and it comes back up to the top with your initials on it. Now, I can't see it go to the top. Can you see it go to the top? No. The reason why is I'm pushing it square in with the other cards. If I were to leave it sticking out, you would be able to see it, right? So I'm going to put it in the middle of the deck. Actually, instead of putting it in the middle, I'm going to put it just a little lower this time. Now, it's sticking out near the bottom, and I'm going to do this really slowly so you can see it. Keep your eyes on the cards sticking out. If I give the cards a gentle shake, it jumps up to about the middle from near the bottom. Give the cards another shake, it jumps up to near the top. Give the cards one last shake, it jumps up so it is the top with your initials on it. Thank you. Wait, there's more. It doesn't stop there. If you let it rest on top and you ruffle the cards gently, it goes down through all the other cards to the bottom with your initials on it.
Come on. What?
Thank you.
What?
There's more.
Come on. Hold on.
Adam, before you do that,
Yeah.
We were doing that shooting for the club deck earlier this year. And remember how when we were looking at things in high def and we were really looking at some of the heavy technical stuff, and we were really just thinking about how cruel the camera is and how things can be perfect in real life, and that doesn't make them perfect when the camera's on them. And the same is true here. And I think it becomes pretty clear that if you watch this over and over again the way you're about to do, or slow motion it, you're going to see more. You can see more. Did you see more that time, Adam?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more to see, and it's just really interesting how brutal the camera is, because when you watch it that first time, it's absolutely mystifying. It's mystifying, and yet the camera is catching things you don't want it to catch.